God, game 1 and 5 was. I mean, game 1 was whatever, but like game 5 was cool. This was a cool game 5. 2 thumbs up. Everything else was just tiring. Hi, name's Sebastian. This is Vision Denial on the road to MSI, where I watch all 12 regions participating in MSI's playoff series. Yes, including that one and this one here, where I gotta congratulate the 6th team to qualify for MSI. We're halfway through the playoffs. Well, I mean, not technically halfway through. God, imagine. MSI starts in like 3 days. Less, if you really want to count it, like the actual time. Like 2 days. And I've got still 9 series to get through. That being said, so yeah, this Cloud9's the 6th team to qualify. 3-2 against Team Liquid. So yeah, so Cloud9 versus Team Liquid. Not a reverse sweep. Good. But oh boy. I have words. Here's what I liked. Game 5. Cloud9. Where was this game for 3 games in a row? Or was it for game 2 and game 3? You guys could do this entire time? Like, you guys did a level 1 lane swap strategy, got yourselves a K gold ahead of time, like a 1K gold lead at 3 to 4 minutes, kept up the pressure for it, literally did the step-by-step process. The only thing that game had, or there's 2 things that game had that really was like, oh, they really need to fix this thing, and that's how you closed. Because it was Baron dependent and you really didn't need to be. You took it slower than you should have. And then how often Perks got caught. Like, Perks, chill out. Like, I know you have to be aggressive and have like a lot of, like, bring up the pace of the game, but you killed the pace with all of these really aggressive moves. Alright, cool. That addressed out of the way. That was the funnest part about it. Why? God. So, and this is relevant. Both of these teams, fantastic early games. The first 6 minutes of each of first 6 to 10 minutes of all 5 games, perfect, great, awesome. Happy to see that North America still specializes in only one aspect of the game, and it like barely practices the rest. Mid game, oftentimes is thrown. Neutral objective setups is really topsy turvy and inconsistent across the board. Vision is good, but mostly from the blue side. The red side of the vision is inconsistent, and so that really worries me in terms of a region where your vision is like mostly consistent on one side of the map versus the other. And this was, I'm like so frustrated with this series because game 1 started so strong and I went, wow, is this going to be enjoyable? Is this going to be great? Like, Europe had a good series and it was just mildly disappointing compared to the rest of the series they had for the playoffs. And North America had been mostly frustrating with some moments of brilliance, but hey, if we're going to start game 1 like this, imagine what the rest of it. And then the rest of game 1 happened and it was just deplorable attempts at neutral objectives, games going from 45 to 50 minutes long that didn't need to be 45 to 50 minutes long, or teams don't understand how to secure objectives but also concede objectives at times that they don't need to concede objectives. There are points where people are handshaking things that really shouldn't be like, you shouldn't handshake at that point. Like you don't give up 3 Drakes in a row to have to fight 3 Drakes in a row to really elongate this game. If you can't get the amount of gold or map pressure or what have you, What does this mean now that Cloud9 has made it through? Well, given the way they played, I don't expect them to beat Vietnam. Not consistently. And for me, out of the tier 2 regions, it really is a contest of, does North America still hold up their legacy status? Does the Pacific hold up their legacy as ex-world championship holders? And does Vietnam kick all of their ass? Usually the answer is yes on across all boards, because none of these, like, North America is not that bad, and I'm using it loosely, the that bad, because they don't show up like the records compared to how they used to perform against China and North America. They used to be competitive against those two regions. Do you remember a time where they were competitive against those two regions, and the only region they were not competitive against was Korea? Boy, the times have changed. But that being said, is that now we have to look into seeing whether or not they can consistently beat the Pacific and Vietnamese region. And if that's the case, I don't think so. I really don't. Honestly, given how I feel about the Vietnamese finals, I might put Cloud9 underneath the winner of that. I'm very tempted to do so. And, like, sure, biases aside, Vietnam is my favorite region. But then again, have you watched Vietnam? Vietnam is fun. They're consistent. They put pressures all the time. Games like Game 5 that Cloud9 put up are a consistent show in Vietnam. Hell, they're a consistent show in Europe. They're consistent in China. They're consistent in Korea especially. And hell, they show up way more frequently in the Pacific. Granted, the Pacific is also its own bag of marbles and messes, but, like... Alright. So given the 6 teams that are up... Oh, wrong way. I placed them in third for now. They're not going to stay there very long, given the schedule that's up. The next 2 playoff series are regular ones, and then I've got... oh no, yeah, there's regular... No, next 3 playoff series that I have are regular playoff series that are not finals, and then 6 in a row that are finals. So we're going to get through these 3, but they're likely not going to stay long, as the Chinese ones are coming up closely, and then the rest of them really have to... We'll see. It also really depends. Maybe Turkey surprises me. Hell, maybe Russia surprises me. North America is... I thought pretty good of them when they were going to Worlds 2020, and they fucked it all up. I didn't think very good of them every other Worlds. They surprised me in 2019? Yeah, they surprised me in 2019. But North America... they also surprised me in yeah, they surprised me a lot in 2019, and it's kind of weird. North America can show good stuff internationally and in their playoffs. I was very pleasantly surprised by the results of the summer 2020 playoffs. This was just really unbearable to, like, trudge through. And not because, like, there's not those fun moments. The Game 5 for this series is fantastic. It's just... when half of the teams I don't even think are even close or remotely close to being internationally competitive, to the point where I don't think they can actually compete against some of the Tier 3 and Tier 4 representatives. And then the rest of your team has to, like, show force and show that they can compete into the international scene. I don't think Cloud9 has the practice or like, gutsos behind it. Especially since they waited till like game 5 to play their game 5 strategy. Like, what the fuck, guys? I liked your game 5. Keep up your game 5 stuff. If you can keep up your game 5 stuff, great. But like for now, I have zero confidence. Zero. I don't think they'll do terrible, but results wise, I don't expect them to get higher than 4th, and I expect them to get either 5th or 6th, and it really depends on how the Pacific and Vietnam regions do. We'll see. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. Next up, we're going to China for their semifinal, their last semifinal, to figure out who's going to face off against FPX, either Edward Gaming or Royal Never Give Up. Will it be a rematch or a rematch? Depends on what kind of rematch it will be, because it'll be a rematch after this series regardless for the finals. Lots of rematches. I like the lower brackets. Rematches are fun. You know, if it's not North America. Oh, yeah, even Australia was a lot more fun than this. Oh well. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.